Hello everyone, Success Mindset Coach Sandra here, and today I would like to talk about purpose, life purpose. And I'm just going to give some food for thought, as I always do, to see if maybe I can encourage you to think a little bit outside of the box. So I've had through the years actually quite a bit of clients come to me about not feeling very satisfied in their life and not knowing if their career was their purpose, and it kind of felt like time was slipping and they weren't living a very fulfilling and rewarding life. And when we talk with, especially with Americans, USA Americans, they seem to, for the most part, generally speaking, relate to purpose as earning a living as well. In other words, their job or their career. And I'm here to say that this is far from the truth. You do not have to have life purpose or living purposefully within your job setting. I think, in fact, if anything, that is not a really great and healthy goal to aim for. I mean, if you happen to fall into something like you want to be a doctor and you feel so fulfilled by that, and that's great and fine and all that. But I think that living purposefully is more of an existential reason, right? It goes beyond our career and our job, and it goes beyond the action of doing. You know, we are a very action-oriented society where we are constantly proving ourselves, you know, proving our worth, proving our capacity and our gifts and our skills and all this, and even who we are many times. So a different way to look at this is what I've discovered, at least for myself, is that purpose is a lot about beingness. It's a lot about who we are already at our core, with our imperfections and our flaws, but our beauty and our truth, our authenticity. Now, I know this is a lifelong endeavor because I think the relationship with self is a lifelong endeavor. There's always something to uncover, something to heal, something to clean up in our minds so that we can have a successful mindset. And many times people chase that purpose outside of themselves. They chase it in their work. They chase it going to seminars and getting trainings and getting degrees, one after the other. They're proving themselves with their knowledge. But all the knowledge in the world doesn't give you wisdom either. It doesn't teach you maybe leadership, or it doesn't teach you how to be patient or how to communicate with other people, right? None of that. This is something that can help, of course, knowledge when we read books and we study, right? I'm a lifelong learner, so I'm big on study, but it's also about practicing it in our everyday life and hopefully have some good friends around us, some good people who can keep us accountable and raise the bar gently as we're walking along the path of discovering more our own authenticity in the scheme of a larger world around us. So I'm going to invite all of you to think a little outside the box and think about how living purposefully stems from the inside out. It's part of your beingness. In fact, I wouldn't even say it's part of it. I think it's who we are, who you are as an individual, who I am as an individual. And how we respond to people, how we respond to situations, unpleasant or pleasant. That expression is an expression of our purpose in the world. We can read all the books we want. We can follow all the gurus, all the teachings. We can understand all the concepts of the world, right? Through Eastern religions or through any religion in general. We can follow great people. We can have all the quotes memorized in the world. But until we actually put it into practice, until we were actually challenged by difficult people in difficult situations, or where people push our buttons, then and only then can we begin to reveal our beingness, our purpose. How are we going to handle that? Many people speak about how we're manifesting, especially for the law of attraction people, that we're constantly manifesting all the time, even when we're not aware of it. So our purpose is a lot about our beingness. There have been moments where I have found myself where people say just who you are, right? Who you are. Maybe I'm aligned with them or aligned with their way of thinking, and so they find it refreshing. And of course, sometimes when we walk through life, we want to align ourselves and engage with people who think alike, right? Who have some of the basic foundations, and that's always nice. But what happens when we are not involved or engaged or working on a project with someone that thinks differently than us? Does it mean that we don't have purpose with that person or that situation? And that's where the challenge comes in. So many times when we feel dissatisfied with whatever we're doing, we want to either avoid it or we want to run away from it because we don't feel that we can actually have an influence on that situation or with that person. We feel helpless or maybe hopeless within that context. But I'm actually here to say that I have experienced this. And what I have found is I've got my own set of skills and talents and gifts. And by getting myself in there and rolling up my sleeves and experiencing life for what it is and experiencing people without making them wrong necessarily, when I project, pull back and say, ask myself those questions that are important for my personal development so that I don't fall into blame shifting. But what is it that I can learn, or what is it about myself that I've learned in this particular situation or with this particular individual, right? So these things are really important. Again, I think that living purposefully is what we're doing every day. It's how we manage our emotions. We're perfectly imperfect, and having that awareness and that humility to step back and to ask ourselves, what is my purpose in this moment? So purpose is not really anything outside of ourselves. It can manifest, right? When we do find that ideal job or career, or we got that great opportunity to do volunteer work in an organization that we just absolutely believe in and we feel excited about that's part of it too. But it really stems from who we are as individuals. And that speaks so much louder sometimes than just doing and taking initiative and forcing our way through something because we feel that we have to do it. Even if we feel that we can contribute to another person's life or to a company or organization, even though we feel that and we may think that we have the knowledge or whatever it is, if we're not invited to do that, if we're not being received in its entirety, what then? Does it mean that we don't have purpose, that we're worthless? No, it just means it's not an opportunity at that moment. Or maybe you can even go towards that and ask the people or person, what can I do to help? How can I contribute? Okay, folks, this is just food for thought. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. And we will be talking soon. In the meantime, love yourselves and take care.